My homeless condition is heartbroken at this time. There is a part of myself that came out of myself and entered into a God form of Asian Charles Toe. And I use the word God form loosely because he's Asian is his human form to you. It is God form having to do with the creation of the body being Asian. And there's part of myself in there that died out of myself. What's wrong with it is I don't have myself deceased that way in this body, God form of the Lord. The Lord does not have deceased with what Charles Toe did to myself. He did abduct myself away from where I was before, which was abducted away from my house. I was still in the United States and I was abducted as though I was deported. I am across state lines because Steve Moser left state of Wisconsin to be in state of Illinois, and he didn't pay out the keys to myself in state of Wisconsin, and I got abducted that way. That was what year? 1990, and he would have been there in 1989, 1988, something like that. 1990 is when he was in state of Illinois with the Drake Hotel, some kind of wedding ceremony that was against myself. But I don't really know if it matters if you consider somebody married. Yeah, he wears a ring, but that is not really. She's female. He's threatening her. She's not threatening him, and she's not coughing up the keys and money for Becky for myself. And Steve doesn't pay them out to myself either. He's as big as he is. He's 6 feet and 2 inches tall, and he weighs I don't know how much, over 200 pounds. And he doesn't have any keys from Aunt Denise for myself. What's he doing? He's been living with Aunt Denise since 1990 that I can count of, and he doesn't have any keys from Aunt Denise for me or money from the bank for me, and I just don't accept that he is going to say, "Well, I gave you everything you have." That's not adequate because I have I have parents figures that aren't born that way. They're not first and alive. I'm first and alive. We're not alive at the same time, so we're not family that way. And Steve didn't really make me so that I could be financially sound. If he wasn't going to go to jail or prison, he made it worse by being with Anne Denise because it's not due to know her. It's not due to give her anything. She's the one who owes me money and food if she knows who I am. That's the only reason to ever meet me. If you want to meet myself because you want to say, I'll have what you're having, give me your keys and get out, you have to remember that it's a lie that I am first in a lie. I am the one who holds all of alive of everybody who's not myself. And that means that you do owe me everything you have to myself by that I am alive that way. And if you just think it's funny that you're going to keep everything that you owe myself because you want to invest in yourself, that's true that I would not help you with that, and I would find you in contempt and I would not stop you. And you don't find that alarming that there are so many of you who have been doing that. What about Steve and Aunt Denise together? You're doing that? Hans and Donna together, their mom and dad, to Steve? What? Steve is willing to call them mom and dad, and he's himself like a man of sorts. And it's not really true that I can afford that you people don't look at one another and find each other intimidating, that you're all in confiscation of what you owe myself, and you believe in that like God. If you want to be together and say that you are in the creator that needs to be in this world, I'm saying you don't. You don't need to be in this world because you don't have property right when you do that to myself. I am the Godhead, and I'm not surprised by who I am. I have a constitution that is ever myself, and I don't change for who and what you are, having been lower than maybe what I've ever been close with in this God form before. I think I don't want it is true, but I find that it's upsetting me elsewhere in myself. If you think that I didn't know what you are um, in your constitutions, it's true that I'm well aware because it's part of myself that is just further away from me. If you love the God within yourself, that's how you can love a part of me, but it would be a small part. And then you have to always acknowledge alive is very big around yourself. If you need alive, alive is big. You don't create your own alive uh, alive of the world, let's say, where we are now, or creation where I might be elsewhere. And you don't have the money that it is to do that. And you don't want to be interested in God. You don't want to give of yourself to the karma that it is to feed the alive is very big. That's what karma is. It's when you acknowledge alive is very big and you are striving for a death for yourself because you're an illegal alive here. And Denise owes me money at this time. And if she's not alive, that's her fault. And if she doesn't know what's wrong with her when she is able to see and know herself, it's true that someday I'm going to tell her and then she might forget again, and that's not due. It's due that she remembers that she burned the Godhead because she was arrogant about her own thoughts about herself. You're thinking disasters, each and every one of you. And you have to always think about how to be alive because you need alive because it's how you see yourself. That means you have to feed alive. You have to die in alive of that you're an unclean death because you're illegally alive. That means you stole something from alive being omnipotent for you to just be in alive because you are yourself and you are alive that way. Now I'm in the wrong deceased because I am a female godhead. I will get to that later.